Let's make a Georgia Bulldogs inspired keychain. Their colors are red and black, so of course I'll be incorporating those. So starting off, you're going to need bead string wire, which you will then add red and black beads to. I'm alternating the colors and using 4mm faceted glass beads. After stringing half the beads, I'm adding these silver letters that spell out dogs. Because these letters move easily, I'm continuing the red and black bead pattern through them. Once you've added the letter beads, continue stringing the rest of the beads. So if you can't already tell, for this part of the keychain, I'm doing a beaded strand. I made it at around 7 total inches, and it had around 3 inches worth of beads on the outsides of the letters, which came out to being 25 total 4mm beads on each side. Once you finish adding the beads, you're going to need a crimp bead and then either a jump ring or a split ring. If you want the extra security, opt for a split ring instead of a jump ring. Add both of those to the wire and then string the wire back through the crimp bead. Move the crimp bead towards the jump ring or split ring, but make sure there's still some wiggle room. With the crimping tool, you're going to use the kidney shaped notch first, and after that it should look kind of like a bow tie. Then you're going to use the oval shaped notch. Put the crimp bead in upright so that when you press down it folds over. Next up, you're going to need a crimp cover and then add that around the crimp bead. Here's what the finished end should look like. Now string the extra wire back through an inch or so worth of the beads. Since the other end of the wire is still on the spool, you're going to cut that part now. And then add a crimp bead in either a jump ring or split ring. String the wire back through the crimp bead and then through an inch or so worth of the beads. Then pull the bead stringing wire like this to tighten it, but make sure there's still some wiggle room. And just like how you did before, use the crimper, add a crimp cover, and then cut any extra wire if you happen to have any. Next up, you're going to need a snap hook, a split keyring, or both. I'm using a snap hook. Connect the bead strand to the snap hook by opening and closing the jump rings with your pliers, or if you have split rings, you can use split ring pliers to open those. Now you're going to need some chain. I decided to go with this chunkier paperclip style chain, and I don't want it dangling as long as the bead strand, so I'm just measuring it against that. Open a link with your pliers to remove the excess chain and then add the snap hook. So I found this bulldog charm that kind of looks like the mascot, and for a final touch, I'm going to be adding it to the keychain. Using a jump ring or a split ring, connect a University of Georgia inspired charm to the chain. And then here's the finished Georgia Bulldogs inspired keychain or bag charm.